Hello, and welcome to The Tale of Two Weddings by Brian S. Red. Sorry. So I have one coming up in June, got one coming up in July. Let's talk about the June wedding. It was supposed to be at this really iconic church in the area. They had it reserved for the date, and then they had a banquet facility reserved for the reception. This was actually my daughter's best friend. She lives next door to my mother. It's a big family of 8, and they were really excited about doing something. And when this all happened with quarantine and such, they changed their plans a little bit because the banquet facility was no longer facilitating anything throughout the summer. It's like, we're not doing anything, we're closed. So they moved things to the backyard. And when they did that, I said, we could do something really cool with a portable system and kind of a chill concept. I can still do microphones and such. And the attitude was, no, we don't want to do anything like that. In fact, maybe down the road, we'll have a reception some other time, the way we want, the way we envisioned it. We're just going to have a gathering afterwards in the backyard with no DJ. So, for all practical purposes, that was a cancellation. But we were still invited to the event because it's my daughter's best friend, so we got an invitation and all that. And I got a text message today that said, change of plans. We're not even having the wedding in Wisconsin anymore because of the rules and regulations in place. We're going to move it to Ohio on the same date. And we're going to do live streams, so you're going to be able to see it if you can't make it. Now, on the other hand, I do have a wedding for July that is a smaller event. In fact, that's kind of the trend for most of the weddings that I'm doing these days. It's very rare that I have a 250-person wedding. Most of the weddings these days, for the last couple of years, have been maybe 125 or less. This particular wedding was probably closer to maybe 60 people. This is also a friend of our niece's. And our niece got married a few years ago, and she liked what he did. She even liked the hall, so she asked me to DJ it and got the same hall. She texted me about a week ago and said, look, times are weird right now, but we'd like to go ahead and give it a try. The hall's good so far, and we may have to tweak things as we go because we don't know what's going to happen. So maybe we'll have the reception outdoors. And if you're not comfortable with any of this, we totally understand. There's no harm, no foul. We get it. Well, I hit her back right away and said, look, I'm being as optimistic as you. Let's do this. And we'll roll with the punches, and we'll do whatever we have to do to make this happen for you. That's so cool. And, I'm counting on most of my reschedules, or even my clients that are out there who haven't rescheduled yet, to be this cool. I hope they are. I hope that this is a taste of what's to come, where people realize that although things are weird right now, look, we may have to make some changes, we may have to do some things different, but we'd like to go ahead and proceed as planned, at least on the dates anyway. The structure may change a lot, and I talked about that a little bit yesterday in a video with non-dancing events. Now with that, some people said it'll never work. You have to have dancing in an event. There's no other way to DJ a wedding reception. And I thought that was a little strange. I suppose if you're working with a venue that's structured for dancing with a dance floor and a layout and all that, and you're bringing a system that's built for dancing, you're playing music that was made for dancing, you're going to have dancing. There are other ways that you can do this. There are other ways that you can DJ an event that doesn't particularly promote dancing. And I know that you can't prevent people from dancing. They're going to do what they're going to do. But you can maybe not play things like the cha-cha slide and the Cupid shuffle that would promote doing the Cupid shuffle or the cha-cha slide. So I'm thinking about when I was in Allentown, Pennsylvania for the mobile DJ meetup. We were all in this Days Inn or Holiday Inn or whatever it was. We didn't leave the property for a few days, and there was a restaurant/bar that everybody would hang out in after hours. And I was sitting at a table with Nick Hahn and Johnny Dive and a couple other people. We were just talking, and all of a sudden, my ears kind of perked up, and I thought, you know what? I'm hearing some great music in here. This is really good. And Nick said, yeah, this is really good. I like the mix. And we looked up, and it was DJ Brian K. And he was doing a fantastic job. He was playing great tunes we haven't heard in a while. Fun stuff. And nobody was dancing. We were all just hanging out. Maybe our purpose in life isn't just to get people dancing. Maybe our purpose is to create ambience and enhance an event with music and lighting. It doesn't necessarily have to be for dancing. I'm thinking about David Mancuso at the Loft in the early 70s, having those loft parties. They were invite only, world famous parties. They're still talking about them today. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is some DJ stuff that you can read about, some of our history. There was never dancing at the Loft. They were just chilling out. But David was an audiophile and a music freak, and through his sets, he would take people on this emotional journey with music. And people would like cry. They'd break down and cry because it was so beautiful. Okay, so they were probably high, but it doesn't matter. It wasn't a dancing thing, but they were still world famous events people still talk about today. Aretha Franklin was there, Bob Dylan was there, all kinds of famous people came to the Loft and just really dug on the scene. And this could open up a whole new world for so many of us. I mean, if you think about it, we've limited ourselves to songs that we feel like people will dance to. And if they're not going to dance to them, even though it's a great song, we're not going to play it. Well, consider not worrying about whether or not people dance or not. It doesn't all line the next song for a full dance floor. It's just a matter of playing great songs that people enjoy. And if you play one that maybe isn't the most popular song, it's not the end of the world because nobody was dancing anyway. The conversation is going to continue. People are still going to be hanging out, having a cocktail. I don't know. There's some people say it can't be done. I'm saying it absolutely can't be done. I'm capable of doing it. I get it. And if you don't, then, I don't know, maybe as a collective we can help you out because this is possible. But you can't expect to go into a venue that was put together for dancing with a dance floor and dance lighting and expect people not to dance when you play dance music. I mean, that's just going to happen. But there are other ways. You got to reimagine the event, kind of like I talked about yesterday. So anyway, that's it. See you soon. I'm going to go out and work on the card today. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Practice and enjoy.